Season 56, war number 12. Today we matched up against LVT, and the bans are Corvus, Kushala, Mojo, Symbiote Supreme, and Onslaught. And my team today is going to be Purgatory, Photon, and Arcade. I'm starting out today on Path 2 against this Ebony Maw, which we're going to take with Photon. This is my final war of the season, and I'm hoping to finish it out pretty strong. Only had one death so far this season, and looking to try to keep it that way. If we win this war, we get top 10, but I don't think that's going to happen. And then if we lose this war, we're still masters, so it's not that big a deal if we do lose it. But yeah, so we're going to start against this Maw here, which is just a really easy Photon fight. Grab the, I went to go knock him down, then I messed up, but it's fine. I don't really need to knock him down too much as long as I stay in pure light form as well. He is going to be triggering a lot of Mystic Dispersion just because a lot of the nullifies are happening during his special attacks, and just a lot of the Mystic Dispersion triggers in general are during his specials, so I can't really use my Petrify that way because my Petrify is only when I'm striking him. It's a fight that takes a little bit of time, mainly because of me getting hit early in the fight and triggering my pure light form much earlier than I wanted to. But it's fine because this is my only Photon fight. I don't even care about healing her up. I just need to get out of this fight alive, and we do that right there. So next up, we're going to fight this Black Panther Civil War on node 11. This is pretty simple. Just don't get hit when Encroaching Root comes around. Try to prevent it with a special attack and nab your skill soul, which we can use for the rest of the quest. Because yeah, we want the slow here because we are, as per usual, going to fight a Deathless Thanos this war. So I want the skill soul for that because that is what makes Thanos not as hard a defender with Purgatory. If he can remove the threat of his Unstoppable, he doesn't have that much threat left. So anyway, this Black Panther, yeah, it's literally just don't get hit. That's kind of the entire game plan. Gonna again watch out for the root to also help to make sure I don't get hit. And he's gonna have a lot of cleanse, so the special 2s aren't gonna do any degen damage, but the base damage that they do itself is also gonna be really high, so it's fine. And yeah, we kill him pretty easily in about 45 seconds, getting that skill soul and moving on to section 2, where we're gonna fight this Adam Warlock on node 21. This node has Cowardice on it when we drop a special attack. It also has Encroaching Stun, so similar to Encroaching Root, I need to time my special attacks when the timer is about to end, so I don't get the effect from it. In this case, it's much more threatening than the Root, because Encroaching Stun is obviously much more threatening than a Root is. So I'm gonna hold my special attack right here until about now, and then I'm just gonna drop it. We do eat a bunch of damage even with the Cowardice on us. Part of that's from the tactic, and part of that's just from the damage itself still being really high. And then Unblockable special 2 right there. Finish him off, full health, and we move on to my last path fight against this Weapon X on node 30. Pretty simple arcade fight. My arcade's rank 4, so I'm not too stressed about this one. I've taken Arcade versus Weapon X quite a few times this season, and this one, it's gonna go decently well. Like, it's not the easiest fight to control oftentimes because he's not the easiest champ to get in the corner, which Arcade wants to do, get his defenders in the corner. But I shouldn't have dropped the special there. I should have saved that for when he's in his little berserk mode. That was a bit of a mistake. However, it's going to be okay because I'm going to charge my heavy there, trigger the auto block, and now I have steadfast, and I pushed him into a bar of power as well, which is exactly what we want to get a nice cycle of intercepts going from. So yeah, he's going to drop another special. I misspaced the heavy attack, but I'm able to retaliate just fine, and I'm going to catch him with a special 1 there. Then we're going to place some shocks, and yeah, he's out of his berserk mode now, so he's not going to take too much more time to kill. He's going to drop a special here, and then I go for the counter, 3-hit combo, try to keep the disintegrations off of me as much as I can, because they don't really do a lot of damage, but they are reducing my combat power rate, which I don't really want. And now we finally get Weapon X in the corner, and yeah, he's dead now. Like, if we could have gotten him in the corner much earlier in the fight, he'd have died even faster, but that just wasn't able to work that out. But that's my only arcade fight this war, so just like that, we're going to move on to the mini-bosses, starting against this Thanos here on node 39. I struggled with this fight a little bit the first time I took it, but this is the second time I'm taking it, and I figured if I use a PS1 boost, it would be really useful, because then I can nullify the energize at the start of the fight, which is not something I did on my first attempt, and I probably should have, because it would have made the fight a lot easier if I did on the first attempt, if I did use the PS1. But now that we're at a special 3, we're going to use it to get a massive power gain buff. It's going to give us 3 full bars of power over like 45 seconds. And that's also a buff countering towards Rich Get Richer, so we're going to be winning part of that race as well, which is great. Here, Thanos is going to start gaining buffs. We are going to keep gaining Neutralize, which is going to help deal with them as my bars of power go up, but until then, we do have to deal with the possibility of him having some Rich Get Richer power gain. For now, though, we drop another special 3, and I'm okay. But at this point, I make a mistake here. I just didn't even recognize his unstoppable, and then he's gonna crit me on the special 1. So yeah, it was just stupid. I think I glanced over at something else, and then I just went to hit him and didn't realize he was unstoppable. So that sucked. I'm throwing my 3rd SP3 this fight now, which is not what I wanted to do at this point. I want to be going for special 2s, but we can finally do it right here. And then I'm waiting out protection. I'm going to go for the special 2. And then we got another protection I got to wait out. Going to go for a double medium there. Self-power drain. Push him into his next protection phase. And then he's going to go down right here. So yeah, that fight took a lot longer than it needed to. It's really safe. It goes really well. But I messed up a little bit in the midpoint of the fight. Luckily, it's okay. Now we're going to fight this Shocker on node 40. Purgatory kind of rips this fight apart. You want to use that PS1 boost, which we still have from the Thanos fight, luckily. And then we're going to do medium light, block, and keep doing that until we get to 2 bars. And then once the armor break expires from that PS1 boost, when we place an armor break every time we cross a bar, so the PS1 boost just gives us one at the start of the fight. Then I'm going to place that passive slow, and then Mixmaster's just gone for a little while. We do need to watch out for when it comes back, of course, because I am going to get evaded at one point where, again, I just don't recognize that he lost the thing, and that was where it was. But yeah, now the slow is back, and he's about dead. We're in Rampage, which means our damage is utterly insane, and then yeah, he's gonna go down right here with a special 1 maybe, or just 5-hit combo. That also works. Alright, moving on to Boss Island. It's gonna take this Nova on node 47. So this was not originally my fight. It was for another player who was struggling this war, who was going to take it with Hood, which is a much better counter than Purgatory for this, but they were having a hard time this war, and so I just offered to take it for them so they wouldn't need to use more items. And I knew this was going to be a long fight, but a pretty safe fight, because Nova reduces the damage that you deal by 70% when you're unblockable, which Purgatory's unblockable a crap ton naturally, but then you've also got the tactic giving her unblockable, so Nova's just almost got like a 70% protection up this entire fight, which is really annoying. But we're also going to get the neutralize going, and that's just going to stop pretty much everything, so it's not a big deal. So drop another special 3 here, and I was unblockable during it, so even that is going to do much less damage, unfortunately, but it's okay. Like I said, it's just a long but very, very safe fight, because pretty much all the nodes are turned off once you get those neutralize going, because there's no buffs to actually mess with. So at this point, yeah, he's almost dead. I'm just throwing more special 2s. I was hoping to kill him before Rampage ended, but it did. I didn't need to capture the soul or anything, so it's fine. But last fight of the war, last fight of my season is going to be this Onslaught on node 49. I'm taking this with Purgatory. I've taken this fight with Arcade before, didn't go perfectly. I would possibly do it again, but also Purgatory is just a much better counter for this fight, so we're going to definitely use her. And yeah, with her natural power gain, we're just going to eventually get to 2 bars, and then once the degen is placed, we're going to have power gain from polka dot power, and we're also getting extra power gain by power stealing from Onslaught's bars of power due to the mutant soul. So yeah, she's very good for this fight, and there's not much this Onslaught can really do once we get going. We're going to be in Rampage here, and then I'm going to go for a special 2 real quick. We drop that, going to start power gaining from polka dot, and I need to just dex another special 1. He's being a little stingy, then he finally throws it. Unfortunately, that does mean I take some brute force damage, but it's fine for the most part. I'm going to go for the relic here, and then another special 2, which, yeah, does a lot of damage, places another degen, more power gain going, and he drops a special right there. Gonna dash in. I did mess up the special counter for that one, but it's fine. I lost a lot of health there, but he is almost dead, so I'm not too worried. And yeah, that special 2 puts him at 4%, 3%, 2%, 1%, and he is dead, and that's my season. So yeah, my season's over. I went 96-1, which is a really high fight counter for me. That I don't know if that's the highest I've ever been to, but it's really dang close if it isn't. And then yeah, 1 death. Unfortunately, that 1 death was just a really stupid mistake on my part. But hopefully I'll get that deathless season again next season, because clearly I can do it. Like, I went 96-1 this season, and that 1 death was just a pretty bad mistake I made. So hopefully I can clean it up next season, but this one was just an overall success anyway. I cannot complain whatsoever. And yeah, I'm looking forward to what next season has with the new bans, new challenges, new placements, all that kind of fun stuff. And that being said, hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one.